Morning, everybody. This morning we went on a different route. We went out Sawmill Rd, just out mile and a half and back. So it was nice to see a little different scenery this morning. And again, nice sunrise here. So I'm going to do the devotion here. Today, the devotion is titled, The Faith of the Persecuted. This is from Hebrews 11, verses 35 and 36. Women received their dead raised to life again. Others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection. Still others had trial of mockings and scourgings, yes, and of chains and imprisonment. Notice how verse 35 opens with power of resurrection. Women received their dead raised to life again. The hope of the resurrection was a comfort to those who understood that conflict was part of life for the Christian. Torture and death were commonplace. Again, what was the key focus for the Christians enduring torture? It was the hope of the resurrection. Even today, Christians endure suffering, mockings, scourgings, chains, imprisonments, and even death. Communist and Islamic nations do not tolerate Christianity. Believers endure persecution, knowing their hope is in Jesus Christ, who has the power to raise the dead. Let me remind you of his words spoken to those who were seeking him. This is from John chapter 6, verses 39 to 40. It says, "This is the will of the Father who sent me, that of all he has given me I should lose nothing, but should raise it up in the last day, or at the last day. And this is the will of him who sent me, that everyone who sees the Son and believes in him may have everlasting life, and I will raise him up the last day." As believers, we are comforted by Jesus' words. We are given assurance that when we die, the moment we take our last breath, his angels will take us to be with the Lord. Our earthly body is buried, but our spirit goes into the presence of God in heaven. When do we receive our new resurrected body? 1 Corinthians 15, 51 to 52 uncovers that mystery for us. It says, "Behold, I tell you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet, for the trumpet will sound, and the dead will be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed." Every single day of our lives we are to live by faith, knowing that one day we will be forever comforted, resurrected, and never tormented again. It ends with a quote here by John Fox. It says, "Princes, kings, and other rulers of the world have used all their strength and cunning against the church, yet it continues to endure and hold its own." So these past couple of days we're seeing some martyrs in the Bible and people who, because they had lived out their faith, they had been tormented or killed or tried to be killed, as we saw with Daniel. And they did not waver. They did not move from their faith. They stayed true to God and trusted in him that what they were going through was for the best, in the best interest in their life. And then it was God's will for their life. So again, I know some of these stories it's hard to put ourselves in those situations because we're not sure, like, how would we react? It's not really something that we see a whole lot here in America, is Christians being tortured, but we can hear about these stories in other countries. There's the whole VOM, Voice of the Martyrs. They document a lot of these cases where people are tortured and killed for their faith in Christianity. And that's another thing that makes Christianity so real, for me at least, is that how many people would be willing to give up their life for a lie and to to be tortured for a lie and something that is not a strong foundation. So I think of that a lot with the disciples. These people were willing to die for Jesus. They lived with Jesus and walked with him, and that for me is a big foundation point for my faith, is that if these people were willing to die for Jesus, then it's got to be true. It has to be real. So I pray that you guys all find your walk and you follow what God has for your lives and stay true to his word. So I hope everybody has a great day. God bless.